Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Lebanon Utility Service Board for Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Let the record show that all board members are present tonight. Tim Hudson is joining us virtually. And this meeting was properly advertised, and we did have a working session prior.
Let me ask a question, please. Because we have a virtual member, does that mean that votes will have to be taken individually?
Yes, Daniel will do a roll call for us tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation.
All right, we'd like to offer public comment now and again at the end of all of our meetings. Go ahead and offer that if anyone has comments from the public that they are welcome to approach the podium at this time. Or comment at the moment, so we'll ask again at the end. First action item tonight is the approval of our minutes from our January 22nd, 2025 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those minutes, and if so, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for January 22nd, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann. Any additional questions or discussion? All right, Danny will make a roll call for us.
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, looks like that carries, and we'll move to the second approval of minutes from our January 29th meeting. And if there are no questions, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion we approve the minutes for January 29th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve our minutes from the January 29th, 2025 meeting. Any additional questions? All right, we'll take roll call.
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you. We'll jump to our next action item, which our general manager is going to handle, I believe. And this is a territory swap with Boone REMC.
I'm going to borrow your microphone. Mine doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Apologies. But Boone REMC is our nearest neighbor. Their territory, electric territory, surrounds us, and they're expanding their building into a lot that is in our territory. And as we typically do, we want to work very closely and well with them. We're swapping another lot that's yet to be developed so they can continue their building and continue serving their own building. We had a discussion about it with the board. I want to say the working session for the last meeting. Maps were included, and we've come to a general agreement in concept. It's going to come before the board again after the legal work is done for a joint petition to the IURC. But what I was looking for today is just a move to authorize a joint petition that they would do the legal work for, and Jeff Jacob would review to modify the service area boundaries with Boone REMC. And I have the two addresses in the motion. It's 1802 Dead End Road and 2059 Indianapolis Avenue. And that's sufficient for the motion, but of course, those addresses might change in the future. That address might go away and be Boone REMC's address, and the other one might change as well as development happens and they rename roads. But so that's my request, because I think it's a good deal for the utility. So with the utilities.
All right, thanks, Ed. Questions, comments for Ed on this particular item?
Just to clarify, we would be giving 1802 Dead End Road or giving 2059 Indianapolis Avenue and acquiring 1802 Dead End Road.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Anything else for Ed? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to authorize the preparation of a joint petition to modify service area boundaries with Boone County REMC before the Indiana Regulator Commission for the description parcels of 1802 Dead End Road and 2059 Indianapolis Avenue.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve and authorize preparation of the joint petition for modifying service area boundaries with Boone REMC. before the Indiana Regulatory Commission for the described parcels of 1802 Dead End Road and 2059 Indianapolis Avenue. Any other discussion or questions? And we will do a roll call. Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson. Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Moving on, next item tonight, we have Eli Lilly and Company Medicine Foundry Project. It's the water and wastewater capacity pre-allocation memo. And I believe our legal counsel, Jeff Jacob, will address the board tonight on these next two items.
Thank you, Chairman, Board. I'm leading off the discussion this evening. I believe that there are some representatives from Eli Lilly here that will also provide a little bit of a project update on this. But this is a pre-allocation agreement substantially similar to what the board has seen on Project Matrix or Meta Facebook, save for some customization specific to the Medicine Foundry project. Again, this is following the format where we are allocating future water need, and in this instance, into 2027 into 2028. The project owner would make a 10% deposit, and then when we notified them of the availability of the water and the wastewater, they would pay the full then and there availability fee. I'm happy to answer any questions, but we have built-in contingencies to this, that it is obviously contingent upon Citizens Energy Group or Citizens Water providing the necessary capacity of water in 2027 and then 2028 and beyond, and then the corresponding installation, financing and installation of our water and wastewater infrastructure. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and I believe that the folks from Eli Lilly here can provide some project background.
Sure.
I also have handouts if anybody would like some.
Handouts? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay. So Medicine Foundry is at the intersection of State Road 32 and County Road 200 West, approximately 200 acres. Our site is going to have mainly 7 buildings, small molecule Cub, which is our central utilities building. We do have a corridor that connects all the buildings, and we have a biologics and hybrid buildings that go along with it. So, and we have a logistics, dry and wet for incoming product and materials warehouse. Kind of renderings of kind of how the site's going to look. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea, overview, kind of the layout within the 200 acres of the land itself. These are the EDUs that we're requesting, and I think Jeff has made that aware. We also just wanted to bring up some events that we participated in 2024. So just wanted to share that with you guys, that we continue to plan to have those kind of interactions with the community. Any questions?
Great, appreciate the information. Anyone have questions for Jeff or any of our Lilly representatives tonight?
This one from me is what's the purpose of the facility? Is this a development facility?
It's a clinical trial. We're going to manufacture clinical trial materials for both now medicines that are coming forward and future. So that's the hybrid itself is kind of to help develop medicines as they come into the future. We're still not sure what those are, but that's kind of what the premise of the facility is, and that's the name of the foundry.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Just so I'm clear, so you've mentioned that this is at the intersection of State Road 32 and 200 West. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
this is a part of the LEAP district in total, but it is not adjacent to the current Lilly development, is that?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Thanks for clarifying that, Ann. Any other questions, comments?
I do just have a couple clarifying comments, just as follow-up, so that everyone is aware. This was the calculations that this project within the LEAP district have been utilized for the purposes of providing the income to support the bond issuance to pay for the water and hopefully into the future wastewater infrastructure to supply additional water and wastewater capacity for the city, including the LEAP district. So part of the reason that this project and the next one are being considered now is because of these agreements are being put in front of the board is because they're part of that financing package that provided a basis for understanding what that availability fee and rate would be in financing that debt. So we also plan to, so that others are aware, non-LEAP district users will also be seeing a similar agreement in the very near future for any project that has gone through the approval process with the city. Last piece, as a reminder, this also requires city council approval. And if given the board, whatever the board's pleasure would be, I would anticipate placing it on the city council agenda for next week.
Right. Thanks, Jeff. Great to note that that's the primary, that's the reason these are being put up front here for everyone. So anyone have any other comments, questions for Eli Lilly, who's here, or Jeff? If not, I would entertain a motion on this item.
Approval by the Lebanon City Council. I move to approve the Eli Lilly and Company Medicine Foundry Project Water Supply and Wastewater Capacity Pre-Allocation Memorandum of Understanding.
Second.
Motion made by Tim and seconded by Ann to approve, subject to city council approval, the Eli Lilly and Company Medicine Foundry Project Water and Wastewater Capacity Pre-Allocation MOU. Any additional questions? All right, we'll do a roll call.
Aaron Smith,
Let me explain my vote. In the working session, I expressed some misgivings that I have about the preferential treatment that Lilly is receiving, that our civil city developers in a similar situation have not yet received. Council mentioned that efforts will be underway to have a similar offers made to the civil city developers within 45 to 60 days. And but to me, that I would like to see the civil city folks receive the same consideration as Lilly at the same time. So for that reason, I'm voting no tonight.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for everyone's comments. And we will move to the next Eli Lilly and Company action item, which is the LP1X. This is the water supply pre-allocation memo of understanding. And again, Mr. Jacob will address.
Thank you, Chairman and Board. This is almost identical agreement, save for one element. This is for the Eli Lilly project located on their existing site. what we knew at one point as the Grasslands project, and then LP1 and LP2. Well, this is LPX, and it is the expansion on the LP1 site. They have purchased initially, or reserved initially, sufficient capacity on the wastewater side, and they do not need any additional wastewater capacity. So this agreement is only for water supply. Substantially the same terms as the previous agreement and as in the Meta Facebook agreement. Again, 10% deposit, pay when the water becomes available. Same contingencies as I've noted to a number of folks that as this agreement was put into place, the reason that we have the wastewater contingency within the agreement is because the water supply that we receive doesn't work unless we have a corresponding outflow. So that contingency remains in this agreement. I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, Eli Lilly is here to talk about the project.
Hello.
Ideal. Hello, everyone. My name is Aisling Judge. I'm a Senior Director for Operations at the LP1 manufacturing site. So I thought, and apologies, the graphic isn't very clear on the slide, but I just give a project update similar to my colleague. We're probably a little bit further along, so I thought it might be nice for you to see some of the progress at the site, and also probably to put some context on exactly the allocation we're requesting today. So it's hard to see on the image, unfortunately, but as discussed earlier, the LP1 or this allocation, water allocation application is distinct to the previous one that you had on your agenda. So the two facilities are on two different sites within the LEAP district. The LP1 facility, which this application relates to, is part of the Lebanon manufacturing campus. It's located just to the east of I-65, just south of County Road 450 North. This exact application on the campus, sorry, apologies. We have two sites, as was mentioned. Some of the terminology can be confusing, LP1 and LP2. This application is for an expansion to the LP1 facility, which is a small molecule synthesis API manufacturing facility. So this application was is a follow-on to the development plan amendment approval that was approved last October by the Lebanon Council. Specifically, this expansion covers the addition of two new manufacturing facilities at the site. So an additional small molecule, an additional peptides manufacturing facility. This is obviously to help us continue to support providing life-saving medicines to our patients. So apologies again, the graphic isn't clear, but that is just a rendering of the site subject as per the amendment to the development plan we made in October. Just here. Again, slightly hard to see, but we can share a copy of these slides later as well. This is just a current status update at the site of the manufacturing facilities and the construction that's ongoing at the moment for that phase one that was previously approved. So the top picture there you can see is one of our main manufacturing facilities, our Peptides 1 facility. It's just located in the background, and actually in the foreground you see our admin and lab building. The top right you can see is progressing well as well. It's our small molecule 1 facility, our first small molecule manufacturing building on that site. So both of those, steel is erect, and we're working through the construction. The bottom left is the building that's furthest along and will be the first to come online and utilise any water or utilities. It's our central utilities building. As you can see, it's fully closed in. And again, apologies, the picture isn't ideal, but it gives an indication of the finish that we're going to have on our buildings throughout the site, which I think is good for yourselves and for the wider community to start to see. The bottom right then, just following on with what my colleague said, we're active in the community. Lilly remains committed to being a good neighbour and being active within the Lebanon and Boone County community. Through the last number of years, we've run, and particularly last year, a number of community events and opportunities. That's just a picture of a diaper packing event we held in December, where we packed 70,000 diapers for distribution across 8 organisations across the Boone County region. We're excited to keep doing that as we move forward in 2025 and with our Medicine Foundry colleagues expand our impact. And we're also particularly excited this year to start some of our frontline operations hiring, our frontline hiring for our staff. And we're actually holding our first career open event in Lebanon Fairgrounds on March 6th. So I would very much encourage anyone to come along and see if there's any opportunities that you might be interested in with us for a career. Just lastly, and sorry again, you can't see, but it's as per the MOU you guys have. The EDUs we're looking for an application. The water will be used to support those 2 additional manufacturing buildings to support both process and process support activities in those buildings. Happy to take any questions you might have.
All right, thank you for that information. Any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No
Sorry,
problem.
we're having some IT problems. If you send
Yeah,
us those
apologies.
slides, if it were a different day, we'd probably have you on the screen. So apologies on that.
No problem.
But this body toured your facility, I want to say in August, and I remember that central utility building, and you guys are, like, as they say, blowing and going. You're really making rapid progress. It's amazing to see. It's an incredible facility you have out there. We're glad to have you.
Thank you very much. And I think you'd be surprised, even since August, that the changes that have taken place, it's growing all the time.
Great, thanks. Any other questions, comments?
I forgot to mention again, just as a reminder, this is subject to city council approval, which would also, I would recommend go to the Monday meeting to the city
Sure.
council.
All right. Nothing else? I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve by Lebanon City Council approval on Wednesday, the next meeting, to approve Eli Lilly Company LP1X Project Water Supply Pre-Allocation Memorandum of Understanding.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann, subject to approval of the Lebanon City Council. Motion to approve the Eli Lilly and Company LP1X Project Water Supply Pre-Allocation MOU. Any additional questions, comments? All right, Danny, we'll take roll.
Aaron Smith,
I wish to explain my vote. One of the personal criteria I have for LEAP occupants is that I would hope that they would be an acceptable neighbor, if not a good neighbor, at least an acceptable neighbor. I'm very pleased that, in my opinion, that Lilly meets that personal qualification of mine very well. I'm voting no tonight because I don't agree with the preferential treatment, but that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the neighborliness of Lilly. No.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Danny, and thank you, Eli Lilly, for being here tonight, and Jeff for going through that for us. So, all right, next item tonight is our electric operations manager, Jeff Greeno. He has a truck purchase for the board. Hey, Jeff.
Good afternoon, everyone. I got a couple items for board approval this evening. The first is for a truck purchase of a 2024 Silverado 3500 heavy-duty Chevrolet work truck. This truck will replace a 2016 Ford F-150 pickup truck. I do have this in the approved 2025 budget under capital additions line item 12. The Lebanon Electric Department, we're needing a stronger truck for towing capacity. We have a backyard machine and a vac trailer, and those are 2 very heavy pieces of equipment. This truck has a towing capacity of 20,000 pounds, and this truck is also a diesel. So I would just like to ask the board to approve declaring the 2016 Ford F-150 pickup truck as surplus with a trade-in value of $20,000 to apply towards the $69,426 purchase price of the above truck, bringing the final not to exceed purchase price to $49,708.50 from John Jones Auto Group. Are there any questions?
Right, thank you, Jeff. Any questions for Jeff? This looks like pretty standard. Looks like we'll need two motions. First, to declare the 2016 Ford as surplus and approve the trade-in value, and the second for the purchase. And it's noted that the $49,708.50 is the price after the $20,000 trade-in. So any questions for Jeff?
So we want to do two motions?
Yeah, probably shouldn't we, Jeff?
Yes.
Good.
All right, we'll do two.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to declare the 2016 Ford F-150 pickup truck as surplus with a trade-in value of approximately $20,000 in accordance with IC 5-22-22.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to declare the 2016 Ford F-150 pickup as surplus with a $20,000 trade-in value, accordance with IC 5-22-22. Additional questions, comments on this item? All right, Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, and then we have the second motion, which is the purchase of the 2024 Silverado 3500 HD. And this is for not to exceed amount of $49,708.50. Any questions, comments before we entertain a motion? All right,
I move to approve the purchase of 2024 Silverado 3500 HD Chevrolet with John Johnson Auto Group for an amount not to exceed $49,708.50.
Second.
Second.
motion made by Bill, and Ann just beat Tim for the second to approve the purchase of the 24 Silverado with a not to exceed amount of $49,708.50. Additional comments? All right, Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, Jeff, it looks like we have another vac trailer purchase here.
Yep, I have one more item. This is a board request approval to purchase a 2025 Vermeer vac trailer. This will replace our 2013 vac trailer. This item is also on the 2025 approved budget under capital additions line item 9. We use the vac trailer quite extensively to locate buried utilities before we dig pole holes and put down anchors. And a lot of times we also use it just to go ahead and do the entire dig for the pole, because there's so many underground buried lines these days. So I would just like to ask the board to approve declaring the 2013 Vermeer vac trailer as surplus with a trade-in value of $28,000 to be applied towards the $135,690 purchase price, bringing the final not-to-exceed purchase price down to $110,698 from Vermeer West.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Similar to the prior item, we'll do two separate motions here. First to declare surplus and the trade-in, second for the purchase. Anyone have questions on the trade-in? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Jeff, what's the typical delivery on a truck like this?
It's a vac trailer. I talked to Vermeer. They're getting new ones in this month. So after I get back with him, if I get board approval, they're going to put back one, reserve one for us. It'll be sometimes this month.
Thank you.
Right, any other comments, questions? I would entertain a motion.
I move to declare the 2013 Verm vac trailer as surplus with a trade-in value of $28,000 in accordance with IC 5-22-22.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve declaring the 2013 Vermeer vac trailer as surplus with a trade-in value of $28,000 in accordance with IC 5-22-22. Additional comments? All right, Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, and then we'll move to the motion for the purchase of the 25 Vermeer vac trailer for not to exceed amount of $110,698. Any questions, comments before we entertain a motion? Okay.
Has that motion been officially made?
Haven't made it yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
move to approve the
Yeah.
purchase of 2025 LP 873SDT vac trailer for an amount not to exceed $110,698.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Aaron to approve the purchase of the 25 Vermeer vac trailer for an amount not to exceed $110,698. Additional comments, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye through roll call.
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thanks, Danny, and thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, next item tonight, looks like we have our water wastewater operations manager, Ryan Ottinger, here for the long haul. Ryan, you comfortable?
Yes, this is, will officially be my personal best. 8 agenda items was my previous best, and I will exceed that by 2. So not to waste too much time, if you want me to go on into the first one, I can.
Yep, go ahead. This is the Peerless Midwest Sugar Creek Well number 4 repair, right?
Correct. This is a retroactive approval request. We had a electrical box short at the Sugar Creek plant, well filled, and it in turn blew the pump, and it had to be replaced. This is within our budget for the 2024 well cleaning. We budgeted 2 wells to be cleaned and serviced. We had one of them done, and this occurred, but it is with a different contractor. So I wanted to bring it to the board for a retroactive approval. I went ahead and approved the repair as soon as possible due to the time sensitive nature of having a well down. So it does keep us within our budget from last year, but since it's a different contractor and it's a different scope, I wanted to make sure that the board was aware of the repair and seek approval on the retroactive repair on this.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Questions for Ryan on this retroactive repair approval? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve in accordance with IC 36-1-416 ratification of actions of officers or employees for the emergency repair from Peerless Midwest on Sugar Creek Well number 4 for an amount of $29,135.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill for approval of IC 361416, and this is for emergency repair of the Peerless Midwest Sugar Creek Well number 4, that amount not to exceed, for an exact amount of $29,135. Additional comments? All right, Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Yes.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you. And Ryan, we have, looks like another retroactive approval of the high service pump number 2. Is that right?
That is correct. At the Sugar Creek Water Plant, we have 3 high service pumps. 2 of them run continuously at this, while we have a third for a backup, and that pumps a little bit less of an amount. We had a situation where our communications, our SCADA communications, was telling the pumps that the wells were running, which would keep the pumps obviously running. The wells had been shut off through the communication error, and this caused the pumps to operate without water. It caused a cavity in the high service pump itself, and also the entire shaft going down into the pit had snapped off due to the vibration of not having water in the pit. On the communication side, we have created redundancy to where an alarm will sound, and now the operator on call who has an iPad can manually go in, shut things off, and we can go in and address that to where it doesn't mimic that something's running and is no longer running. But in that process, we did lose our high service pump. So we called, with only having 2 out of the 3 operating now, I called Peerless Midwest and had them do emergency repair on that. This was late in 2024 to ensure that we had the proper redundancy on our high service pumps. So that's what this retroactive approval request is for.
Not that it matters, but what was the age of that pump that went out? Do you know?
It's about 20 years old.
Okay. Yep.
Brian, just a quick question. I think I know the answer. Just want to verify. I'm pretty sure that when this came up, we didn't have enough time to get it into a board meeting, and we didn't have a price because of an emergency. But this was discussed. It's not a total surprise to the board. We discussed it at a working session, and the approvals are just trailing. Am I
That is correct.
right?
Yeah. In a working session, I let the board know that we had the issue and that it needed to be fixed immediately, but we just didn't know the price yet because we didn't know if the pump was completely burned up or if there could be a simple repair. It had to be pulled and taken back to Peerless's shop to be taken apart, and it was bad. And we didn't also know until you pull the pump if the shaft is intact and was operable, and come to find out that it was not either. So it was a pretty much a worst case scenario. We did still have money in the unforeseen repairs budget. So it's not it was a budgeted concern, but it was not something where we were able to facilitate quotes and have the time to go through the proper steps on that.
All right. Anything else for Ryan?
We had a discussion today over the phone, you and I, and that this procedures have been put in place so this communications mishap won't occur again.
That was on the previous item, well number 4. Yes, but the redundancy was put in on that.
I thought it was pump number 2.
I apologize. You're right. When you have 10 items, they start to blend together a little bit. You're correct. The redundancy has been put in place to no longer allow that to where we can manually operate from the on-call iPad at the on-call personnel's home and take care of that immediately.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a cost associated with fixing that redundancy and putting that in, or is it part of the budget?
Yeah, it was part of the professional services for the SCADA, for Maxim Automation, where it was able to come in and take care of that. And they had to reprogram some stuff and then add that redundancy. And that was just a call out for them and part of our on-call.
Okay. And you're confident that this will avoid situations like this in the future?
I am, yes.
Let me intervene here a little bit. Pumps run dry for however many Murphy's Law situations you want to identify. So this was a really nice job of correcting across our pumps a situation that could occur. But when pumps run dry, it can be pretty dangerous, and it also will ruin the pump. This isn't the only situation it could occur, but hopefully our continued automation and our view of this minimizes the ability for a pump to run dry.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tim. Yeah, it's generally catastrophic to a pump when it runs dry.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Any other comments? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve in accordance with IC 36-1-4-16, ratification of actions of officers or employees for the emergency pump rehab for Sugar Creek Water Plant High Service Pump Number 2 in the amount of $25,215.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill for retroactive approval of the Peerless Midwest Sugar Creek High Service Pump Number 2. This is for an amount of $25,215. Additional comments? All right, Danny.
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Next item is the wastewater treatment plant, and this is the Westler Amendment number 2.
Yes, and for reference, Bob Holden from Western Engineering is here if there's some questions that you'd like to ask him or some that I can't tackle. He'd be more than happy to come up here and help me out on the technical side. This request is part of the wastewater treatment plant expansion. And the request is for the approval of the design phases of phase 1 and phase 2. My request is that, and we did discuss, touch on this at the working session, to approve both phases at the same time, as that will save scheduling time, and will also, there'll be some savings in combining them as opposed to separating those into different time frames. Part of this includes all the disciplines and includes the facility design for the wastewater treatment plant, but also the facility design for the relocation of the water distribution staff. As the expansion occurs, the water staff and the administration, myself, Matt Hutton, and our new project manager will have to relocate, and we're going to relocate in a building at the Chicago Street Water Plant, so about half a mile away, or 10 blocks away, give or take. So we'll be relatively close, but that will also bring the water distribution and the water treatment all on the same job site, or the same facility in this process. As the expansion, the current lab will be demolished, and they will kind of remodel and upgrade our current facilities where my office is, and turn that into the lab, and then the administrative offices for the wastewater treatment plant, since those will be no longer on the property. They'll have to be demolished and moved. So this does include, for phase 1 is $4,701,000. Phase 2 is $1,359,900, and the total on this that I'm asking for is $5,013. I'm sorry. Let me start all over. $5,013,300. And
Number 1 and number 2?
that is combined, yes, sir. And
Okay.
that is part of the bond. That will be part of our bond also for the LEAP expansion.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Questions for Ryan on this?
I do have a question about the way this was presented by Ryan just now. The agreement has 3 sections that have dollar amounts associated with it. The section B is $4.7 million. Section C is $1.3 million. You add those two together, it's $6 million. I think with what we're doing tonight is agreeing on section D for $5,013,300, which is almost $1 million less than those first 2 added together. So I think if we do what I think is prudent and do 1 and 2 together, we'll be choosing this third option.
Yeah, and yes, you're correct, and I'm going to have Bob come up and explain kind of the different phases and help answer that question.
Thank you. Bob Holden with Westler Engineering. You are correct, Aaron. So the agreement is for A, B, or C, okay? And C is the cumulative of A and B. The design is going to go from 10 to 15, or I'm sorry, from 5 to 10, and from 10 to 15, and from 15 to 20. But the way that the design has to unfold, we really need to look at the facility from a 20 MGD perspective and start working backward into the different phases because of the magnitude of the changes in the facility. in doing so, it makes a lot of sense to design phase 1 and 2 together based on schedule and based on that design process. And so that's why that's separated out. That was the original thought. However, if the board wanted to, you could proceed with phase 1 independent of phase 2, but it will wind up costing more money just because of the schedule impacts.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Ryan or Bob? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve Wessler Engineering Amendment Number 2 for the wastewater treatment expansion project in the amount of $5,013,300.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the Wessler Engineering Amendment Number 2 for the wastewater treatment plant expansion project for $5,013,300. Additional comments, questions? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Moving on to the 4-H Fairgrounds lift station. This is supplemental agreement.
Yes, as you know, the 4-H Fairgrounds is an old can-style lift station, and it is in our budget to replace this year. After doing some research, we will be in need of easement acquisition in order to do this. So what I'm asking for is the supplemental agreement to our original that will bring the total cost up to $132,350. The supplemental agreement is for $33,850, and that includes property line establishment. And after we completed the survey, but this is right-of-way services are needed to secure the parcel and to make the necessary improvements. We thought that we could get it on the current footprint and that there was an easement, and it turns out there's not. So it needs to stay in the same location in order for the system at that end of town to operate correctly. So we'll need to secure easement in order to install the new lift station.
Questions for Ryan?
Have we started with that yet?
I believe, and John Leitner is here from Butler, Freeman, Seifert to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that we are in the process of starting the survey. And once this agreement is, the original agreement was in hopes that we didn't have to, that we were able to put it on our current footprint. So until we found out for sure, they were allowed, the original agreement got the design process started and got that where we needed to go. But after reviewing the area, we do need to add the supplemental agreement to get it moving on. The design process and that has already started.
Right, but the land acquisition will start in earnest after we approve this.
Hopefully
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right, any other questions for Ryan on this 4-H lift station? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve 4-H Fairgrounds Lift Station Replacement Supplemental Agreement Number 1 for the amount not to exceed $33,850.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the 4-H Fairgrounds Lift Station Replacement Supplemental Agreement Number 1, not to exceed amount of $33,850. Any other questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
Doing really good to remember and getting hung up.
Still my job.
All right. You good, Ryan? You need anything?
No, but the good news is no matter what mistakes we make, we got some time to make up for them on this. So you'll be fine.
Okay. Next is city standards, the supplemental agreement.
This is for the supplemental agreement for the 2024 city standards update. It was the wastewater was recently presented, I believe last week, to the city council and approved by the city council. But with some changes that were unexpected on the city side. Our budget was exceeded on this, so the supplemental agreement will go ahead and take care of that and finish up this project. And we will be able to, the new standards are much more developer friendly, and they're also much more user friendly. On the website, you're able to search now. It's not just, it's a searchable PDF, so you can type in keywords and it'll bring up all the documents that have those keywords in it, and it makes it a lot easier to use, and it's a much better format. And that was part of the updates also, is to change the formatting on that.
When you use the term developer friendly, does that mean that the standards are more easily accessed and understood by developers?
Yes, it's developer friendly in two ways. It's easier to access and use, but it's also in the past where we just had one type of water main that was allowed to be used, and if you wanted to use a PVC, you had to send in a written request, and it would be added. Now we've kept our normal standards, so that we didn't deviate from that, but then we added items like that. And the only caveat to that is if you start a housing addition, let's say with PVC, it's PVC throughout. You can't mix and match, but it gives the developer some just more updated options and makes it a little bit more robust as far as what they can choose from. And
But our standards are still
yeah,
as stringent as
yeah,
ever.
they were the stringent did not come back. Just the options was expanded.
Can I add to that? I think, Ryan, I think you'd agree that developers are just a customer class, and we're trying to make it stakeholder friendly and customer friendly. Developers might be the ones putting in the most pipe, but there's going to be customers that have to look at this, like if they're going to upgrade a grease trap or something of that nature. So would you agree that it's just trying to be nicer for our customers?
Yes, and some of it did need updated. During COVID, ductile pipe was very difficult to even procure. So that's when we started looking at what can we do to help that process out. We started allowing the PVC to be implemented. And based on that, we've had great success with that. So then we went ahead and expanded the standards to be more user-friendly, but also similar to surrounding areas and similar to other standards as far as what we allow in our system without taking away the integrity of the standards.
All right, any other comments, questions for Ryan? Entertain a motion?
Move to approve 2024 Lebanon City Standards Update Supplemental Agreement Number 1 from Butler, Fairman, Cipher for the amount not to exceed $17,500.
Second?
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Aaron to approve the 2024 Lebanon City Standards Update Supplemental Agreement Number 1 from BF&S for an amount not to exceed $17,500. Additional questions or comments? All right, Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, moving on to the LEAP Wastewater Collection System Improvements Program.
Used a different font on this one, so I'm going to have to throw on the old reading glasses for this approval. This request is for the LEAP Wastewater Collection System Improvement Program from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert. This project is designed to provide sanitary sewer service to portions of the LEAP Innovation District service area and convey those flows to the City of Lebanon wastewater treatment plant. The project will include a new lift station and a gravity sewer trunk line with the capacity for future connections. A new regional lift station will be designed to convey flow from the west to the east side of Interstate 65. It will be designed to accommodate a full build-out flow of approximately 9.44 million gallons a day with a peak capacity of around 26 million gallons a day. But it's also designed to accommodate lower flows with a phased process. So as new flow is just being introduced, we're going to be able to utilize the lift station, and we can make upgrades and accommodate as future flow is needed. It'll be located, the regional lift station located near the Big Four Trail, just west of the sanitary ditch and I-65. Gravity sanitary interceptor sewer. It's likely to be 42 to 48 inches in diameter range. Will be designed to extend parallel to the Big Four Trail northwesterly, approximately 2.4 miles from the regional lift station. It will pump flow through either a single or dual force mains along the trail, under the ditch and I-65, and connect to our 48-inch diameter sewer that conveys flow directly to the wastewater treatment plant. And I know that was a lot, and I went real fast through that, so I can answer any questions. And again, John Leitner from Butler, Fairman, Seifert's here also.
Will you address the possible need for dual force mains?
Yes, John can address that.
Brian had 10 agenda items. I figured I'd get up here at some point, but good question. The dual force main is a design that we've been utilizing on a lot of our regional lift stations that helps with dealing with lower flows at the beginning and then a phased approach to build out of the project. So,
So it's anticipated that it won't necessarily be a redundant additional line, that you may need, depending on growth, both lines?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Will this be part of the financing for the wastewater treatment plant expansion? This is a part of what's going to be included in that?
Yeah, it is part of the bond.
Right, anything else for Ryan?
Yeah, we're going to expect some more coming, because this doesn't cover construction inspection and so forth. So
Correct.
we
Yes.
should be prepared for that.
You just either you looked at my notes or just you know me before I even get going. But yes, we will have some future agreements that will include construction inspections, right away, and then also some of the more specific items like the electrical aspects of this size that go along with that. And we'll have similar agreements with the wastewater treatment plant expansion that will include some inspection and some more of the technical aspects. And apparently I missed something.
No, just wanted to add a little bit of detail on that kind of right-of-way services potential. So this is all on IEDC controlled property. So we don't anticipate the need for a lot of difficult right-of-way discussions, but still need for right-of-way descriptions, things like that we're still working on for the site. And then as Ryan alluded to, lift stations, we always have a mechanical, electrical component to it that we typically sub out. With this lift station and the size of it, so our preliminary designs are looking at it being like in the 5 to 8 times bigger size than the Lebanon Business Park lift station that we just built. This is a different kind of animal, I guess, as you look at the lift station. So it won't be what we typically see on all our other stations. This will likely be more like a building. So that's where, when Ryan brings up kind of a structural engineer, it's more than just a 12-foot diameter manhole that we typically see. So
I think we'll require special security measures such as fencing or cameras? Or?
I believe we'll be good with standard fencing that we would have on any of the other lift stations and kind of sensitive areas. But we'll want to, with it being along the Big Four Trail, we'll certainly want to protect the public from any harm they might cause to the station or themselves, for sure.
Right, any other questions on this item? I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to move to approve Butler Fairman Cipher agreement for the LEAP wastewater collection system improvements program for the amount not to exceed $1,997,300.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Aaron to approve the BF&S agreement for the LEAP wastewater collection system improvement program for an amount not to exceed $1,997,300. Additional comments or questions? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, Ryan, moving on to the wastewater treatment plant garage door replacement.
Yes, we have a set of garage doors. Well, there's four actually, three at the front and one in the very back at the wastewater treatment plant. One of these doors is completely inoperable. It's the springs they're the original doors, has snapped, and the railing is not safe to even manually try to raise these. Also, due to the weight of a 12-foot insulated commercial door, we're not recommending anyone try to raise that thing up. And we looked into repairs. Repairs were going to be at about 65 to 70% of the cost of replacement. Now, I will note that this building at some point is going to be demolished. Our goal is to try to be able to reuse any of the doors on the new buildings or where new doors will be allowed. I can't guarantee that all four will be reused, but we need to have operable doors that are safe for the employees. So my recommendation is to replace all four. I did not, we did receive 3 quotes. And the reason that I did not recommend, well, the wastewater treatment plant supervisor did not recommend the lowest quote is the time of delivery and installation. It's about a 6 to 8 week difference in the lowest quote's delivery system and installation compared to the quote that I'm recommending. So it would be my recommendation to approve the Garage Doors of Indianapolis, their quote for the garage doors in an amount not to exceed $30,073. I can answer any questions that we might have.
In my opinion, the lowest quote was almost $6,000 less.
I believe so, yes.
And that 6 to 8 weeks delay doesn't bother me. That I am leaning towards a lower quote and handling the delay.
It's less than $2,000 difference.
Well, okay. The way I read the north side garage doors quote was $24,088.46. Is that correct?
If on my quote, it's got the grand total of $28,734.62.
I see that on the last page.
Or do you see that too, Neil?
On the last page, I see the $28,734.62.
But it's very confusing because it
The
shows
top shows a total of 24, but then there appears to be some additions or other items added before the grand total. So if that bottom number is the real number, we're talking, less than 2,000.
So you convinced the bottom number is the right number, Ryan?
I did not personally speak to the company. This is based on the numbers that Tony Green gave me. The 28,000 is the accurate number, but I did not generate these quotes on my own. But
Okay. Well, thanks for pointing out. Thanks for pointing out my missing that.
I don't get to do it very often, so it's my pleasure.
I think it's the area highlighted in yellow there is added to the 24,088, which probably comes up to the bottom number. So.
Yeah, the operator with me.
Yeah, difference between 4,000 and 6,000 is makes me not as adamant about the lowest bid.
This is all four doors. That's what you said. You try to reuse them. And,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And definitely be able to reuse the openers that come with it. And anywhere we've been working with Wessler on this to let them know that it is our desire to reuse these doors wherever we possibly can, even if it's not at the wastewater treatment plant and needs to come over to the new facility as part of the expansion. We want to be able to reuse these all four if possible.
All right. Jeff did a little quick math, and that number is correct at the bottom, the 28,734. So. All right. Any other questions on the garage door replacements? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve the replacement of the wastewater treatment plant garage doors in an amount not to exceed $30,073 from Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
Motion made by Ann. Tim got in there for the second to approve the replacement of the wastewater treatment plant's garage doors in the amount not to exceed $30,073 from Garage Doors of Indianapolis. Any other questions, comments? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
and Totterson.
Aye.
Okay, we have a retroactive approval here, 2024 sewer lining program. This is Miller Pipeline, change order number 1.
Yes, and just for a point of reference, all three of these change orders are on the same project. They were just invoiced in with 3 change orders. So I was going to just highlight basically an overview of all 3 combined, and then if we want to get into specifics for each change order, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, Cameron Kearney, my collection supervisor, is here, and he can go into some decisions that were made in the field. But the overall arc of these change orders, as we do a lining project, there are inevitable issues with that line. And if there weren't, then we probably shouldn't be doing a lining project in that area because there's no issues. So on the change order number 1, we found a section of the project that had collapsed, and in order to continue the lining and not just stop where the issue had occurred, a spot repair needed to be made in this. And with that spot repair, we found a manhole that was not part of the scope that also was in dire need of repair. So we did 585 linear feet of sewer repair, lateral reinstallment, manhole rehab, and a new manhole. So this would be the change order to the original sewer lining project done by Miller, and it would be in an amount of $36,380. And I apologize, just for references, this is in the area of Indianapolis Avenue, Grant Street, Elm Street. That's the area that the lining occurred. And obviously, as we're going through there are grave issues with that line, and in order to continue the lining, the repairs have to be made in the field as the crews are there, and to let the project go ahead and to continue.
Right. Any questions for Ryan on this first change order for Miller Pipeline? I would entertain a motion.
I move to retroactively approve in accordance with IC 36-1-4-16 ratification of actions of officers or employees, Miller Pipeline change order number 1 in the amount of $36,380.
Okay.
Motion made by Ann and seconded by Bill to retroactively approve this Miller Pipeline change order number 1 in the amount of $36,380. Any additional questions on this item? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson, Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, and so change order number 2 then, Ryan?
Change order number 2 is very similar to change order number 1, but this was an issue. I don't know if the board remembers. I know my crews remember because we had a sewer line collapse that was found out on a Friday, and it was near Prairie Creek. And so in order to make sure that we didn't have anything get into Prairie Creek, we had the full sewer crew of 4 members and 2 of the water distribution crew out to do a temporary repair on that line. And it was between Saturday and Sunday was about 20 hours worth of work, not including the overtime they got on Friday. So what we decided to do was while Miller Pipeline was in town and they were doing the lining project, we had them go ahead and make to take the temporary repair out and make it a full repair. And that's what this change order is in reference to.
Quick comment. Yeah, Ryan, I remember that very well. That was, I'm so glad that you guys got right on that. I just wanted to note that earlier I said we rarely do retroactive approvals, and there we have one meeting where we're doing 6 of them. So we do rarely do them, but an exception might be the lining projects, because if you look at the whole value of this contract, it's about $500,000, and you're asking for $23,000. That's less than 5%. So it has to do with how we approve it with the not to exceed amount. We by our rules, we're not really going to, we have to do a change order on this. So I don't think that, I just want to correct what I said before. I don't, just because we have 6 in this one meeting, that might be the 6 we do for the year.
I hope so.
Okay.
And to that point, with the sewer lining is such an inexact science. You know where your infiltration is occurring. We do camera work, but if in the field, until they get in there and they start that process, we don't know where all the deficiencies are. We do account in our contract for some spot repairs, but you just don't know until you get in there. And like I said, you don't want to leave a project. You don't want to stop at the need of repair, because the repair is the whole reason you're in there. So when we make the repair, and that allows, once that repair is made, then that allows the lining to continue, basically making the inside of that pipe brand new. So it's not an exact science, but it is, the spot repairs are the only way you can complete the whole scope of the project in an efficient manner, as opposed to stopping it. They leave, come back next year, start all over, and you pay for mobilization, demobilization, and you don't make as much progress as you could of doing the spot repairs in the field.
Yeah, these 3 requests will add up to a cost overrun that is relatively significant. But I want to echo just what you said. I like the fact that when we find something that's wrong and that it's easily repairable, that whatever extra money takes is worth it from my point of view. And I appreciate the approach you take on that.
I appreciate it.
And I don't mind at all approving this.
I appreciate that. It's the only way to ensure success on a project like this.
Is the sewer repair or the sewer lining project now complete? Or is there, I guess the point of my question is, are we looking maybe for other things that may crop up here in the future?
Yes. So our crew, we have the SL rat, and that will be there was going to actually be a presentation today, but when I saw the agenda, I thought we might want to go ahead and hold off on that presentation. But we have equipment that identifies where it basically will show a red, yellow, or green as far as flow goes. And then once we find areas in the red, we will camera that area and do a smoke test in that area to see where the infiltration is. And then we rate those areas, and the ones that are the worst become the next year's lining project. And then we try to base a budget off of that for 2025. So this is a yearly project where we address, it used to be where we address just the older infrastructure. But now we have a lot more data points that we're using to identify not only age as a contributing factor, but also the I&I that is associated with that line. So we can try to get the most bang for our buck and get the biggest project and the most linear feet that we can cover in trouble areas.
Okay, so just so I understand, the 2024 project complete.
Yep.
But there will be always an annual kind of addressing of these the lining projects. Okay.
Yeah, until we, yes, that is correct. It is a yearly project. This wraps up the change orders were done. This wraps up the 2024 project. And then we've actually talked about this year, we're going to come out earlier and do it in the summer. We did it in the fall this year. The summer is much better because it's the lowest flow. And it's easier on the crews to repair. So we're going to be coming to the board relatively soon with a proposal for 2025.
Yeah, we've purchased some new camera and more robust camera equipment and another, I forget, type of equipment where you use some sort of sound device or something.
That is, yeah, that's the SL RAT is
right.
Not the greatest name, but it's
and
great
I
equipment.
like the way you're making use of this technology to prioritize our lining program. And I just wanted to point that out.
And I will have to say you're welcome, but the crew has 100% bought into this. They have used the SL RAT and it's great. You just put it on manholes. There's no entry, no confined space, and it's a sonar technology. And they have done, if not all of the town, very close to the entire town, and will continue to evaluate with the data points.
All right, good stuff. Any other questions for Ryan on this change order number 2? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to retroactively approve in accordance with IC 361416 ratification of actions of officers and employees on the Miller Pipeline change order number 2 in the amount of $23,358.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to retroactively approve the Miller Pipeline change order number 2 in the amount of $23,358. Additional comments? Annie?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, Ryan, and now change order number 3.
Last but not least, I know that's to everyone's frustration, but this will be it for me. This is change order number 3. The reason the cost on this one is higher, we were able to locate 5 lamp holes. And if you remember our discussion on lamp holes, it's a fairly antiquated process of you would put a literal lamp down in the sewer line. You would go to the next manhole and look down there. If you could see the lamp, then it was considered clear. If you couldn't see the lamp, it was considered not clear. We do not utilize that technology anymore to the safety and happiness of my crew. And the problem with lamp holes is they are just big enough to get a lamp in, so they're very easily paved over or not marked on GIS. So as we found lamp holes on the sewer lining project, we were able to remove those, and we were able to add the manholes that are per our standards, and we can access and actually use those. So part of the repair that you see the number going up is the removal of the lamp holes and the addition of new manholes that we can actually use and take advantage of. So that's the significance of this change order. It is in the same area also as the rest of the project.
All right, any questions on this change order number 3? All right, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to retroactively approve in accordance with IC 361416 ratification of actions of officers or employees, or the Miller Pipeline change order number 3 in the amount of $74,444.75.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the change order number 3 from Miller Pipeline, the amount of $74,444.75. Additional comments? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
everyone.
Next item is the approval of our claims, payroll, and transfers. Everyone had a chance to review those items, and if so, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the claims, payroll, and transfers dated February 5th, 2025 in the amount of $2,019,113.07 for claims and payroll and $8,228,238.93 for transfers.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the claims, payrolls, and transfers dated February 5th, 2025. Any questions? Danny?
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
Aye.
Bill Stoner,
Aye.
Ann Patterson.
Aye.
All right, any other business from or for the board tonight? Ed, anything from you tonight?
No, sir.
All right, we'll offer public comment again here at the end of the meeting. Don't see anyone wanting to speak tonight, so it looks like our next meeting is scheduled for February 19th at 5 p.m. And if there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann. Do we have to do a roll call to adjourn,
One
Danny?
last time, come on.
All right, one more.
Aaron Smith,
Aye.
Tim Hudson,
Aye.
Neil Taylor,
All right,
Bill Stoner, Ann Patterson.
Aye.
all right, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.